of my family grew up Democrat. I've pretty much got most all of them looking at the conservative way of voting down the Republican line, even if they don't like the candidate. Do now, as Tom said, is not necessarily pull out, but to reset, retrain, get some lessons learned, take 60 to 90 days. I'm sure our teams are exhausted. Put some National Guard with those teams and go back to some cities who want us there to begin with. And
honestly, well, the problem is if you have child molesters, murderers, rapists, known terrorists in the country, it doesn't matter where they are, they're a threat to all of us. So they might have sanctuary city or state protections, but they're a threat to all of us. And so there are going to be cases where they're going to be going in, whether they like it or not, because jurisdiction does lie with the federal government to enforce federal law. That's called the Supremacy Clause to our Constitution. It's not complicated. It's very straightforward.
No doubt, and I know you're more versed about this than I will ever be. But the thought process is to calm the waters, get through this next election with the feelings, because there's so many people out there. The Democrats, look, they don't have any solutions to anything, it seems, but every single time something negative happens, they run out, point the finger to the sky and say, hey, look, I told you, and it's about feelings. My mother herself, God bless her soul, she's 84. She has been very, very stern Democrat, and she finally voted Republican this last time. But some of the things that are going on right now, it's not what's happening, it's how it's happening. And I just think that the agitators, I don't call them protesters a lot of times, spitting, standing in the way of law enforcement. One time, whenever I flashed my lights at oncoming traffic after I saw a state trooper, I got pulled over by an oncoming state trooper, and he gave me a warning ticket and said, you are hindering our law officer in the line of duty when you're doing that. And I learned that lesson, and in some of our cities, I know that they are taking it serious. And it's got.
What did he think, that you were flashing your wife, that there was law enforcement up ahead, a speed trap or something?
They had a speed trap, and I went by it, and through the next 15 cars, I flashed my lights. He was with that line of cars, saw it, turned around, pulled me over. Very nice about it. He asked me, what was I doing? And I was honest. I said, well, I was warning them of the speed trap. He said, you cannot do that. That's unlawful. You're hindering this.
By the way, I've done that myself.
I have to, and but it's not legal. And if someone had stopped, and I hate to say this, I don't want to call his name, the gentleman with the gun the week before.